Hello. I wanted to take a little bit more time to talk about this connection to mindfulness and how it can lead to war by creating enemies, an enemy either with others or within yourself. So, human beings are both animal and have this other nature to them, this what you might call a psyche, a soul, a spirit side to them that allows them to think and make choices that might go against instinctual things for the benefits of survival and also for creative and innovative ideas. So what happens when enemies are created? It's when you dehumanize someone based on a belief or an opinion. Often what's happening these days, as opposed to people competing for resources for survival, people are competing for this idea around beliefs or opinions, thinking each individual opinion or belief is a fact and truth, when the reality is each and every human being has their own subjectivity, their own reality, their own sense of lived experiences that create their existence. And for one person to claim that they know what another person's life is like simply isn't truthful. But when a human being begins to think that way, they begin to dehumanize another person, thinking that person is wrong and therefore can be annihilated or vanquished, creating this story in their head. Oftentimes, societies and people will come to an agreement about what a belief system might be with this very binary thinking, either this right or wrong, as opposed to understanding that every human being that exists shares similar qualities. We all have feelings, we all have families, we all bleed if we get cut, we all love, we all enjoy different things in life. And when we remember our humanity, we're less likely to harm others or ourselves. So in this trying to prove right, my way is right, or the way I'm thinking is right, and someone else is experiencing shame from that by being othered and not being given a voice, or their opinion being validated or being curious to express it, this rage can build in the other person. And then from that rage, after being humiliated, right, if someone is saying that you are wrong and I am right, there can be a humiliating experience connected to that. And then it becomes this kind of tit for tat. You kind of see this in social circles and friends group about, I'm right, they're wrong. And on a small scale, right, people's feelings are hurt. Relationships are fractured, people go their own way, but they still hold strong to the belief that I'm right and the other person is wrong. But what happens oftentimes is societies will band together and say either a group of people are wrong and this ideology is wrong, and so we must vanquish that enemy. The unfortunate thing that happens with that, even if that enemy is vanquished, if you completely annihilate a population of people, it's in our nature to create enemies again. And so this is a never-ending cycle. You're always going to find some fault or wrong, as opposed to creating this mindful space of understanding that we all have our subjectivity and where it comes from, and then remaining curious. So how that affects the individual. So this extreme externalizing form of rage is war. This idea of homicide, killing another. But the extreme internalized form of rage is suicide, this belief that I'm wrong or there's something inherently wrong with an individual can lead someone to thinking that they must be vanquished. They might not deserve to be here. And so I wanted to make that connection. My next video, I want to talk about shame and guilt a little bit more. And then I want to also talk about projective identification, which is how people start to believe and control this idea that their belief is right and another's is wrong. So I've got lots more videos that I'm so excited to create and share with you from my learnings and teachings. As always, please be in touch. I'm interested in connecting with you. Please email me at info@mindfuljourneywork or check out my website at mindfuljourneywork.com. Have a wonderful day.